Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I'm your host Dalia. Once again, welcome to our BS level biology program for Allama Iqbal Open University. Students, so far we have voyaged through half of our journey, and inshallah, with the grace of Allah Almighty, we'll cover the journey with a smooth sail till the end. Now let's welcome our expert who is extremely experienced and renowned. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Azad.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Sir, how are you doing?
Fine.
So what's our topic of discussion for today?
Today we are discussing that how the DNA is going to control all the activities of cell, and that is going to control by the process of protein synthesis. So actually today's program is about the protein synthesis. Dear students, up till now we have just discussed a lot about the DNA, but how a single variety of molecule can control all the activities of the body, all the traits. 40 million characters traits in human, they are being discovered. All of these are controlled by the single molecule, DNA. How it is possible? A lot of research is done. Basically, initial ideas were that it is controlled by the chromosomes. Chromosomes are going to have proteins as well as the DNA. Some scientists were thinking that these are the proteins which are controlling, and others are going to say that these are the DNA molecules which are going to control. But two of the scientists, so Hershey and Chase, they performed the experiment on bacteriophage, and they proved that this is DNA, not the protein, which is going to control all the activity of cell. And how the DNA is going to control? Actually, DNA is the code for making the protein. So DNA at special time is going to make special variety of enzymes which are protein in nature, and they are going to carry a reaction, and these reactions are going to give us the different trait, different characters which are there. Okay, going with all these ideas in the form of slides and animation. So this process of protein synthesis is an important topic among the module of molecular genetics. Going with the detail of Hershey and Chase experiments, so they have gone with the experiments on the bacteriophage, which is a virus, and this virus is going to have the outer coat of protein, and there is inside, this is the DNA which is being present. So they have labeled the protein as well as the DNA twice. In case of these bacteriophage, so they are going to insert their DNA, the protein coat is going to remain outside. So they have gone with the labeling of the protein coat of this DNA with a radioactive isotopes of sulfur, that is the S35, and then these viruses, they are allowed to attack the bacteria. So the DNA is being injected. All these protein coats, so they are going to remain outside, and they are later on being detached, and inside the protein coats which are made, so these protein coats were having no radioactivity. It means the protein is not having any role in this phenomena. But here they have just gone with the reverse experiments. They radio labeled this DNA this time, and DNA is having phosphorus, so they used P32 isotopes of phosphorus, and once there is entry of this DNA inside the bacterial cells, the protein coat which is made, so this protein coat, it was the same as that of the original coat. It means DNA is just going to carry the information, and this is not the proteins. Students, so Hershey and Chase proved that DNA is the carrier of information. This is not the protein. They proved it, and now how the DNA is going to carry the information? So DNA is going to make a copy, because the DNA is present inside the nucleus, and a print of this DNA is made, a blueprint of that is made, and that is sent to the cytoplasm. And in the cytoplasm, so this blueprint that is being read, and specific amino acids are linked in the form of specific sequence to give us the specific variety of protein to carry out a specific action. So, looking at the steps of all of these in the form of slides, how do you assess the information in the DNA? So, this is a central dogma, and that is going to state that DNA is going to make RNA and RNA is going to make protein. And this process of manufacturing of RNA, messenger RNA from DNA is called as transcription, and then reading of this messenger RNA to make a specific protein, that is called as translation. So, DNA contains the gene sequence of nucleotide bases. These genes code for polypeptide, and proteins are used to build cells and do much of the work inside in the form of enzymes. So, basically proteins are made up of 20 different variety of amino acid. This is the basic structure of amino acid we have already covered in our previous programs. And amino acids are going to link in the form of long chains, which are called as polypeptide chains. DNA begins the process, and what is this process? DNA is going to make a copy of it in the form of RNA, which is going to go to the ribosome, and at the surface of ribosomes manufacturing of special, you can say, the variety of protein is there. We can say DNA is the master plan and RNA is the blueprint of this master plan. Three types of RNA are there: messenger RNA, which is going to carry the message, ribosomal RNA present in the ribosomes, and transfer RNA, which is going to carry a specific variety of amino acids. Messenger RNA is going to carry the specific information, and it is made up of 500 to 1000 nucleotide sequence of these three bases. These are called as codon, like AUG is a codon for the amino acid methionine, and it is the start codon also. UAA, UAG and UGA, these are the stop codons. Genetic code is the triplet of nitrogenous bases present on DNA, coding for specific amino acid. In case of a polypeptide chain, an amino acid may have more than one genetic code. There are 20 amino acids, but there are 64 possible genetic codes they are there. These are the codons, and some of these codons, they are common. So, using the code for reading from the center to the outline, like if you are going to go with this, you are going to make these codons like that. All of these are going to code the specific variety of amino acid. Transfer RNA is going to transfer a specific amino acid, and it is having on other end the anticodon, which is complementary to a specific codon. This is the shape of a transfer RNA molecule. This is the amino acid binding site, and this is the anticodon which is going to match with the specific codon on the messenger RNA. And this amino acid is going to bind here with the help of enzyme amino acyl tRNA synthetase. So, these codons and anticodons, they are complementary to each other. Codons are present on the messenger RNA, and anticodons, they are present on the transfer RNA. Like this is a messenger RNA, if this is going to have ACU, so anticodon will be having UGA complementary to that. Pathway for making a protein. So, DNA makes mRNA, mRNA is going through tRNA on the ribosome, making a specific polypeptide or a protein structure. In case of eukaryotic cell, so inside this is the DNA, from DNA this is the pre-mRNA, then final shape of RNA after editing is done, then this RNA is going to pass through the nuclear pore. This RNA get attached here on the surface of ribosome between small and large subunit, and then the transfer RNA is going to bring a specific amino acids in a specific sequence to make a specific protein. So, transcription, the process of copying the sequence of one strand of DNA, the template strand. So, mRNA is going to copy this template strand, and it requires the enzyme RNA polymerase. So, this is one of the top strand, that is the coding strand, sense strand, and this is the bottom strand, template strand, which is antisense strand, and which is being you can say transcribed in the form of this transcription. So, during this process of transcription, RNA polymerase is an active enzyme, and it is going to use one strand of DNA as a template. So, promoters are the regions on the DNA that show where RNA polymerase must bind to begin the transcription of RNA. Specific base sequence act as a signal to stop. These are called as terminal signals. So this is the process. The RNA polymerase is going to separate you can say 2 strands of DNA, and then this 1 strand is being copied in the form of RNA nucleotide, and this is the strand of a messenger RNA. This is the DNA strand, and at the site of promoters the RNA polymerase is going to come, and that is going to cause the activation of this process. This is the RNA polymerase. This is going to cause unzipping, and at the same time complementary bases of RNA they are being made. So a copy of 1 strand, template strand in the form of messenger RNA is made till there is a signal in the DNA for termination of the chain, or the stop codon is there. And once there is a terminal signals, then there is this molecule of mRNA that is being released, and that is going to pass this is going to pass through the nuclear pore and going to come out from the nucleus inside the cytoplasm. How the mRNA is being processed? After the DNA is transcribed into RNA, editing must be done to the nucleotide chain to make the RNA functional. So there are certain segments called as introns. These are the non-functional segments of DNA are snipped out of the chain, and exon, the segment of DNA that codes for proteins, are then rejoined by the enzyme DNA ligase. A guanine triphosphate cap is added to 5' end of the newly copied mRNA, and poly A tail is added to the 3' end of RNA. The newly processed mRNA can then leave the nucleus, and this is the result of transcriptions. So this was the mRNA which was made, and then introns, that was the non-functional, they are being cut downs, cutting of these introns, and the exons, which are the functional unit, they are joined together and they are given a cap from this side and a tail on this side, and then this is the active mRNA which is going to play its role.
Okay, Dr. Muhammad Azad, what is the fate of this strand of mRNA which is produced during the process of transcription?
Yes, basically this is the transcript, or you can say this is the code which is going to come out, and then this code is being decoded in the form of a polypeptide chain. How the decoding is done, so I am going to explain with the help of these slides. So going with this mRNA transcript, this mRNA which was produced, so it is going to come out through these nuclear pores. All of you are familiar from your lower levels that nuclear membrane is having nuclear pores. So these pores, this mRNA is going to come out, and the destination of this mRNA is the ribosomes. So this process is called as translation. So translation is the process of decoding the mRNA into a polypeptide chain. Starting with this animation, so the process of translation start with this mRNA is going to combine with the small ribosomal subunit. The larger ribosomal subunit will be coming from the top, and the amino acids carried by a transfer RNA molecule is going to come on mRNA. And which amino acid? So it is determined by the anticodon. The anticodon which is specific to the codons, so that is brought at the site of messenger RNA, and then this large subunit that is going to come here, and once it is there, another tRNA is going to bring another amino acid according to the codons, and then the previous amino acid is going to link with this newcomer amino acid with the help of the peptide bonds, and then the ribosome is going to move. Once the ribosome is going to move, the first transfer RNA that is going to leave from this site, and then another new tRNA is going to bring another new amino acid according to the codons, and then this amino acid is also linked. Our ribosome is going to move again, the tRNA is going to leave, new one is going to come, and that is again linked by peptide linkage. Again the movement is there, again the arrival of a new, till there is releasing factor or stop codon or terminal codon. This is the signal for termination of the chain. It means this polypeptide chain, which is made up of these 4 specific amino acids in a specific sequence, it will be released once the signal for releasing is there. So this is the protein which is made, this was the releasing factor, and this, all of these they are going to separate. So this is the process of translation. Going to continue with the steps of this process of translation. So first step is initiation. mRNA transcript start codons AUG attaches to the small ribosomal subunit, small subunit attaches to the large subunits, and mRNA transcript, this is the large subunit, this is the small, and this is the mRNA which is there read between these 2 units of ribosomes. So this is called as a P site where peptide bond is produced, peptidyl site. This is called as A site where amino acyl tRNA synthetase complex is going to come, and this is the process which is going to go along this. So this is the step of elongation. The polypeptide chain that is going to elongate depending upon all of these you can say the specific codons which are there present. So they are being decoded in the form of these you can say the amino acid. So initiation, the first tRNA complex, and then according to the codon and anticodon, second is going to come, and then both of these are linked by peptide bond. The next is going to come, and then the third amino acid is being linked. So on one side there is entry of tRNA. Why the tRNA is called as tRNA? Transfer RNA. So it is playing a role of transfer, and this is the you can say the structure of a polypeptide or a protein is made in the form like that. So this is the once the termination or stop codon is there, so this is released. End product is the protein, and this is the primary structure of protein, a sequence of amino acids bounded together by peptide bond. Starting with this animation about the synthesis of proteins. So this is the transfer RNA bringing the methionine, having the anticodon UAC. This is the subunit of the ribosomes, and this is there on the you can say the messenger RNA. This is the large subunit of the ribosomes, and this is the place where whole of this process of translation is going to occur. Reading of this messenger RNA is going to occur. So this is the site where this methionine is there. This is the start codon, and this is called as peptidyl site or P site or presentation site where the peptide bond is being produced. This is the A site, that is amino acyl tRNA synthetase or acceptance where a new one is being accepted, and this is the E site, that is exit site from where a tRNA is going to leave after giving its amino acid. So this is the second tRNA bringing another amino acid, that is the proline, which is going to have the anticodon of GGC and codon of CCG. Again, so next it is the UAC. UAC is one of the codons. So once it is there coming at the site A, then there is activation that tRNA synthetase which is having AUG, which is complementary to UAC. So it is going to have the complementation here. AUG is complementary to UAC, and that have brought the threonine for us. So methionine, proline, threonine, 3 of these amino acids, so they are going to make a tripeptide. And again, now the next turn is of GAU. So GAU is the codons, its complementary anticodon will be CUA. So CUA is going to combine, and it is bringing aspartic acid. Next it is the proline which is going to come, threonine, and this is the exit site where the tRNA after giving amino acid they are going to leave till there is arrival of a stop codon. UAA is a codon which is having no complementary anticodons. It means there is no tRNA which is going to have, and this is a signal that this polypeptide chain must be released, which is made up of these specific amino acid in a specific sequence. So basically this is the DNA, and this DNA is having the genes, and these genes are going to make the special variety of proteins, and these proteins they are going to give us the different variety of traits. Looking at another animation of process of transcription and translation. So, proteins are built inside the cell using the DNA codes as instruction manual for how to build each protein. So, these are the cells, and inside these cells, these are the proteins which are being made by these cells. So, how these proteins they are being made? Just taking one of these cell out of that. So, DNA is located in the nucleus here in the form of chromosomes, and this is basically the information stored here. An organism may have just a few or many of the chromosome. Like humans, we are going to have 46 chromosomes. So, plant cells are going to have certain organelles like chloroplast, while the other membrane bound organelles, they are the mitochondria, nucleus, cytoplasm. All of these are going to use the proteins. All of these mitochondria is having lot of reactions of aerobic respiration to generate energy. They are going to use enzymes. All enzymes are protein in nature. Chloroplasts are concerned with the process of photosynthesis, light independent and light dependent reaction, which are going to require a lot of proteins. So, for the requirement of these two and many other organelles which are there, so constant supply of protein is required. So, these chromosomes which were there, so these chromosomes are having the DNA inside along with the histone proteins which are there. So, this DNA is there in this coiled form, tightly coiled form. So, this is going to straighten out once there is requirement of the synthesis of protein, and it is being transcribed by RNA polymerase. So, this is the copy of mRNA which is made. Now, this copy is going to come out through the nuclear pore. This copy is going to attach at the surface of large and small subunits, and then it is going to make a polypeptide chain or the proteins which is there, and then this protein, after having a specific shape, that is going to enter inside the chloroplast to perform a specific function. Dear student, so this was the story of protein synthesis, and you know, limitless variety of proteins they are available. How they can be the limitless variety? So, proteins are going to have primary structure, and this primary structure is determined by this process of transcription and translation, that how many number of amino acids are present and in which sequence these amino acids are present. So, like you are familiar with the alphabets of English language from A to Z, you are just going to go to any library, you are using these only 26 alphabets, and lot of books on the topic of biology, on the topic of physics, chemistry, or on any of the, you can say, the social sciences. So, all of these they are giving you the different meaning. Similarly, the number and sequence of amino acid, they are going to give us the different primary structure. And then this primary structure, in our previous programs we have gone, this is presented to the Golgi apparatus. So, actually this is the long straight chain of amino acid which was done by this process of translation. So, this long chain is given to the Golgi apparatus where modification is done. A lot of different bonds, hydrogen bond, ionic bond, hydrophobic interaction to give a compact globular shape. All proteins they are having different shape. A protein are muscles, cells, actin and myosin. They are different in the structure like the protein present in the hemoglobin, and that protein is different from the keratin in our skin, and that protein is different than the collagen which is present in the tendon. So, this final shape is given by the Golgi apparatus, and because most of our activity and traits they are regulated by the enzymes, our enzymes are going to have a specific active site to fit on a specific variety of substrate. So, this active site, this active shape, this is given by the Golgi apparatus. After this modification, after this finishing and packing of the product, that is given to the mitochondria, to the chloroplast, to the lysosome, to the peroxisome, and any other part within the cell, and sometime outside the cell. By the process of exocytosis, it is given out. Like in our stomach, pepsin is one of the protein. It is an enzyme. It is made in the cell by process of transcription and translation, but it is given outside the cell in our stomach to digest the protein which we are going to eat. So, this is the story how the DNA is going to make proteins and how the proteins are going to carry out this specific function. So this was all for today's program, and we'll be continuing our discussion on the similar variety of topics in our upcoming programs.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for giving your precious time in making this lecture mesmerizing for our students.
Thank you.
Well, students, let's have a quick review of today's lecture. In today's lecture, we discussed about protein synthesis, transcription, which is the DNA-directed synthesis of mRNA. Then we discussed about translation, which is RNA-directed synthesis of polypeptide chain. With this, students, we reach the end of our today's lecture. Inshallah, a new world of knowledge will open up for you in our upcoming programs. So stay tuned to our program and enlighten yourself with the power of knowledge. Till next time, take care of yourself and Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.